In Austin, I'm Adam Bennett. Travis County is already starting to roll out new funding for affordable childcare. It comes from the tax rate increase, Prop A, that voters approved last November. KVUE's Malia Masamoto spoke with one local school district about how this could ease a burden for families.
A big step for affordable childcare in Travis County.
We will mark this time in history as the turning point for 9,000 families who couldn't otherwise afford quality child care for their children.
This week, the county announced a new $24 million partnership with Workforce Solutions.
This will address about 1,000 people off of that wait list that is several thousand people long.
It's the county's short-term investment plan for the $75 million voters approved through a tax rate election this past November to increase access to affordable childcare.
It's getting more and more expensive. During COVID, we lost a lot of providers. The ones that are still there, some of them are struggling, and this funding is going to help them.
3 school districts, Manor, Austin, and Del Valley ISD, will also be getting some of the initial funding for their after-school and summer programs.
A lot of people are just priced out of it. Parents are having to make a choice. Do I spend money I need for rent and food for childcare, or do I take a risk and just leave my child at home at a certain age?
Manor ISD getting just over $3 million so that more than 1,500 kids can access childcare.
Filling that gap between, okay, we have something for elementary age students, but then we have 6th through 8th graders who have nothing.
Manor ISD Superintendent Robert Sormani says many Manor ISD parents commute to work.
So in the north of us, we have the big Samsung plant. We already had Applied Materials on 290. We've kind of become a hub and a community for workers for all those tech industries. And so that's why this child care is so essential.
Which is why Travis County Judge Andy Brown says they've been working to get the funding out as quickly as possible.
New companies that are coming here all the time, they need a great workforce. And so this, I think, is the key to making sure that we still have a great workforce in Travis County.
In Travis County, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.
Well, both the House and Senate had Labor Day weekend off, but lawmakers will return to the Capitol Tuesday. They hope to finish this special session this week. More than 800 bills passed during the regular session will take effect today. One of them is Senate Bill 17. Governor Greg Abbott ceremoniously signed it at the Capitol last week. The bill bans people and companies from countries the federal government deems a national security threat from buying or leasing properties in Texas. Supporters say the law will protect both state and national security.
Hostile foreign adversaries like China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, as well as foreign terrorist organizations like Trinidad, must not be allowed to own land in Texas.
Some lawmakers have pushed back, though. They say the law bans certain immigrants from owning or leasing property solely based on their country of origin. Democratic State Representative Gene Wu from Houston called it a racist law.
It's saying that all Chinese immigrants, all of these immigrants are automatically suspect because of the way they were born, where they were born. It's unacceptable. This is a concept that we've taken up over 100 years ago. It was unconstitutional and illegal then. It's unconstitutional and illegal now.
A federal judge dismissed a lawsuit looking to overturn the law earlier this month. Representative Wu expects that ruling to be challenged. Several other laws will take effect today. They include Senate Bill 10 that requires every public school in Texas to display the 10 Commandments in classrooms. That law is now in a legal battle. Several school districts, including Austin and Lake Travis ISD, are not putting those posters up. Then there's Senate Bill 12 that will ban DEI hiring and training in K through 12 schools, plus teaching gender identity and sexual orientation. And Senate Bill 13 will require every school district to establish a school library advisory council. These councils will decide what books are put in or removed from libraries.
We will need a stretcher, and I know that there is bleeding as well.
You're going to gate 29, and they'll have medical personnel waiting for you at the gate when you get there.
Real quick, did you get any injuries to crew members?
Possibly.
That was air traffic control audio. Pilots aboard a diverted plane calling Austin Tower operations for medical help. And we have learned 2 passengers were taken to the hospital after the flight hit severe turbulence.
Time, but we dropped, several thousand feet, and someone in front of me hit the ceiling several times.
The SkyWest flight was headed from Aspen to Houston before diverting to Austin. A spokesperson says the 2 people injured are expected to be okay. Their injuries are not life-threatening. Well, a quirky North Austin thrift store is temporarily losing a piece of its identity. Top Drawer Thrift had to remove its iconic rooftop sculpture, a hand-built 8-foot-wide dresser that's been a part of the brand for decades. Sales manager Ben Zimmerman says the landlord ordered it down, claiming it violated the warranty on the newly renovated roof. The dresser came down last week, but Zimmerman says they found a compromise to keep the store's signature style alive.
So the plan is to move it over there. So the plan is to build a new awning, because the other one kind of crumbled and broke, a bigger awning, and then kind of set it on top. Very similar to the one on the front. I have tried to price it out, but it's difficult to find out because those artisans aren't around anymore.
The building's owner, Z3 Real Estate, says they have asked Top Drawer 17 months ago to relocate the sculpture after replacing the roof. Zimmerman says once the store raises enough money, they plan to reinstall the iconic dresser in a new spot. One of Austin's oldest and most iconic vintage shops is getting a new owner. Room Service Vintage hosted an open house to mark the store's transition. Audrey San Miguel currently co-owns a different vintage shop. Now she's stepping in to run both stores. She says it's a full circle moment because she was one of the owner's very first employees.
I think that she was confident in me maintaining the spirit of the store, which is having a sense of humor about our finds and keeping the vibe alive that has been here on North Loop since 1981.
Room Service Vintage will be expanding the store's hours and the retail space within the store. People lined up outside Waterloo Records' new location to get a first look at the new store. It was the grand opening celebration at 1105 North Lamar over the weekend. Waterloo had been just 5 blocks down the street for the last 36 years. That building got sold in 2019. Now that Waterloo's in a new spot, it also has 2 new owners, Karen Kelleher of Gold Rush Vinyl and Trey Watson of Armadillo Records. This new space, it's 50% larger, plus it has a podcast studio, a mixing studio, and a gold plating record room.
You know, for Austin being the live music capital of the world, there really isn't a destination. I mean, venues are one thing, but we really wanted a place that could encapsulate a lot of the pieces of Austin music, the history and present, and be a place people come and stay a little while.
Now, the new owners still wanted to keep some things from the original Waterloo store, like all the same bins and shelving. And finally, a shakeup in the Austin city limits lineup. Headliner Doja Cat is no longer taking the stage. She was set to perform Sunday night both weekends of the festival, but announced she's pulling out, citing the timing of her new album release. The Killers will step in as the new closing act both nights. Those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Adam Bennett.